120 million XRP tokens grabbed on dip as whales activity picks up. In this video, first, I'm going to talk about this article which was published today, and then we are going to go on the live chart and see what is going on there. And I think we are actually seeing some bullish signs. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones. And as you can see by the title of this article, it seems like that whales are heavily buying XRP. They say according to on-chain data, and also this tweet, between December 4th and 7th, when the XRP price displayed a drastic 23% plunge from 2.9 all the way down to $2.2, whales charged and grabbed a mind-blowing 120 million XRP tokens worth about, let's say, $300 million at the time of the purchase. Now, first things first, I don't know since when, after a 500% move on the upside, just a 20% move down became such a drastic move. And second, I want you to know that this thing is not actually new. If you remember, in XRP, back all the way, I think it was down here, we also talked about whales activities, and I think that time somewhere around 300 million XRP tokens were actually purchased by whales, and that to us was a very important sign that suggested our bull run most likely started. Now, what do we think that this article means, considering that the price of XRP at the moment is, I would say, quite high, somewhere around $2.5? Well, in my opinion, the main and the most important message that this article has is this: more likely than not, this uptrend in Ripple does actually have some more big legs. Because do you believe that whales right in here buy XRP for maybe a 50 to even 100% move on the upside? I really doubt that. Usually, if you study whales activities, they get into a coin and they won't really sell it until they get a couple of 100% profits. That's why news like this definitely makes me confident about XRP bull run continuing, and most likely this thing is just going to be the beginning. Now, let's check out the live chart and see what is happening. The first point that you need to consider is this: this move down right in here is actually quite weak. Let's measure it from this point, let's say even to around here. As you can see, this move took about 327 candlesticks. On the other hand, in the same period of time, we had this huge move up in Ripple from all the way down here, about $1.5 to $2.9. So what's the message? There's a very high chance that at the moment, bulls still do have the upper hand and bears are not that strong. And because this is a slow move down, we can comfortably, in my opinion, say that we are dealing with some sort of a correction structure. And the question is, can we say that the bottom in XRP is actually going to be in right in here? Well, maybe. You see, I can tell you that starting from this high right in here, we are having probably an A, B, C in form of a flat structure. Followed by that, this can be a correction up. We just take this one, maybe an ABC to about here or here. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. And then we can have from this point an A, B, and then C zigzag, which on a higher degree, we can say, well, okay, this is probably a WXY in form of a flat and zigzag. And well, according to this scenario, the bottom is going to be it. Now, do we need some other signs to make sure that this scenario is in play? Yes, you see, in case that you are a new viewer, which I do know a lot of you are, you need to know that if you want to argue in terms of Elliott waves, the bottom is going to be in, for example, right in here. Well, okay, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low a 5-wave impulsive structure on the upside. This specific example is a normal 5-wave. The rules for it are: we shouldn't have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of impulsive movement, wave 3 right in here should not be the smallest wave. This is a big no-no in Elliott waves, and for sub-waves, you know it. We must have 5-wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different scenarios. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. Let's say, sure, WXY into wave 4 and an ABC structure into wave 2. And again, if we can find this thing off of the recent low in XRP's price chart, well, okay, we can actually be bullish with quite a bit more confidence. Now let's go on the live chart and maybe actually go on 5-minute time frame. And I want you to know, usually I don't really go on such lower time frames, but this is just for the sake of educational purposes. First, just because this point is the lowest low and not this one doesn't mean that we should 100% start counting impulsive movements from here. No, we can also consider this point in XRP as our final bottom, and we can say this was an ABC zigzag with a truncated C wave. I know they are quite rare, but it is possible for us to have a truncated wave C in an ABC structure. And based on that, I think off of here, we may have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up after it. This move down might be a correction in form of, I think, potentially an ABC zigzag. And then from this point, we can say this can be our wave 1, then correction structure into wave 2, another move up into wave 3, correction for 4, and this might be our final move in this leg into wave 5. And if in the next couple of days, we see something like this, couple of more moves on the upside, and then a relatively, I would say, decent correction structure down, we can actually be very bullish. Why is that? Because at that point, we are going to be able to say, look, this is in XRP, most likely a 5 wave up, and after it, we are having a correction down, which is an extremely bullish setup that suggests first, the bottom is actually in right in here, and second, from this area, we can expect some huge moves on the upside in order to, at least I would say, set an all-time high and take the highest side around $3.50. So we can actually have some bullish structures in XRP in this area, but I would like to suggest to maybe wait a little bit more and see some more price action development. And at that point, I think we can have a better understanding of what is going on in this region. Now, what if the bullish scenario is not going to be in play? What if we are going to get a move on the downside, maybe something like this? Is it going to be such a bad sign? In my opinion, absolutely not. Why is that? You have to remember that recently in XRP, we got a break of such a strong resistance area, which is from weekly and daily time frame at the same time between 1.7 to about, let's say, $2. And we broke through this level like butter. And I'm gonna be honest, this was actually kind of a surprise for me. And if we get a move on the downside from here, well, okay, as far as I'm concerned, this can be just a very simple pullback to the broken resistance, and followed by that, we are going to see some more serious fireworks coming in XRP price chart in order to continue our bull run and have some magnificent moves on the upside. And one of my viewers asked, can we have a relatively meaningful pullbacks in coins like XRP, Algorand, and basically the ones that had a big move on the upside recently? Well, I don't know what you really think when you say meaningful, but I'm going to say a move down in XRP to somewhere around the $2 level is probably going to be the most meaningful pullback that we can expect based on the current situation. Sure, we can get a huge move on the downside and break all these levels, but that requires, for example, Bitcoin to go maybe sub 70, even sub 60k. As long as we're not doing something like that, no, I don't really expect XRP to go down and take all these levels. And again, this doesn't mean that we're not gonna have moves on the downside. No, I think we can have something like this, but you need to remember this is just going to be part of a correction structure, and after it's over, we are going to continue the bull run. So let's have our final conclusion and wrap up today's video. As you can see in this article, whales recently bought quite a bit of XRP, around 120 million tokens. And do you think that something like this is going to happen when we are close to the top, or maybe when we are at the beginning of the bull run? Well, I don't know about you guys. For me, the answer is most likely going to be the second option, and that can be part of the reason for why I believe in XRP we just started our bull run, and in this cycle we might see something magnificent and maybe even, for a lot of people, unbelievable. And the fact that we are consolidating around this area doesn't really say anything. In my opinion, this move down is just a simple correction, and soon we are going to see some more moves on the upside in Ripple, and there is just nothing to be worried about. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in XRP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.